Welcome to another episode. In this episode, we will see a small story, but with the profound truths of Zen Buddhism. Eat when hungry and sleep when tired. This has been repeated in many forms in the Zen Buddhism, and this is one of the key things for enlightenment anywhere, whether it is Zen Buddhism or anything. It's as simple as that to get enlightened. We'll see this story about layman Pang, who lived in the later half of the 18th century. This is an incident which happened in the life of layman Pang. It was the golden age of Chan. Zen is called Chan in China. From India it went to China, there it was called Chan, and later on it went to Japan where it was called Zen. So this layman Pang was an educated family man. He had a wife and a son and a daughter, and he was a little bit well off financially. So he devoted his time in the Buddhistic studies. He built a small hut near his main house. So the most of the daytime he spent there alone studying the Buddhist scriptures and sutras, because he believed solitude is a must for his devotion into Buddhism, to study the scriptures and other things. So it was like a mini monastery, one room monastery, to ponder over the Buddhist Dharma. So his wife, son and daughter were living in the main house. They were also devoted to Buddha Dharma, but they attended to their duties and were in the main house. They were not in solitude. So this was going on for years, and layman Pang one day stormed out of his one-room monastery, because he read and read for years and months and days, and nothing moved further. He was reading, his knowledge improved, but no, he did not realize the truth. He did not get enlightened. He did not know how to swim in the river of words. So he rushed out of his one-room monastery and complained to his wife, difficult, trying to grasp so many facts. Is like trying to sow seeds in the leaves in the treetop. But his wife retorted, easy. You have been studying words, but I have been studying the grass and find the Buddha self reflected in the drop of the dew. She told, I am attending to everyday duties, and I see Buddha self in the drop of every dew. On the grass. And their daughter, Ling Zhao, she was listening to the verbal splashing, not a fight, but there are a lot of words splashing from her parents. So she went by. She told, two people foolishly chattering. That's what she uttered. So layman Pang got angry. He said, if you are so smart, tell us your method. Ling Zhao turned back, came to her parents and gently said, it is not difficult, but it is not easy. When I am hungry, I eat. When I am tired, I sleep. Ling Zhao was quite surprised with this. Something stirred in him, and he understood his daughter is enlightened. The words, it's not easy, it's not difficult, it's not easy. When I am hungry, I eat. When I am tired, I sleep. That stirred something in him. He understood she was in her natural self, enlightened. So this word stirred something in him, and he practiced the natural chant, the natural Zen. He learned a lot that day. He put away his books, locked his little hut, monastery, the one-room monastery, and decided to visit different masters because still something stirred in him. He was better, but still it was not complete. So he knew that he could not compete with his own daughter. So he went away to meet other masters. He walked away from his house and finally ended up in Nanyu mountain, where Master Shito had a monastic retreat. Layman Pong went directly to the master and asked him, "Where can I find a man who is unattached to material things?" The master Shito slowly raised his hand and closed Pong's mouth. In that one gesture, Pong's chant really deepened. He stayed with Nanyu for many months. All the monks watched him, this peaceful person, curious about his natural way of doing his thing, his perfect equanimity. Even Master Shito was moved. And he told Layman Pang, "Everyone marvels at your methods. And do you have any special powers?" "No special powers. My day is filled with humble activities. Just keep my mind in harmony with my task. Accept what comes without desire or aversion. When encountering other people, I maintain an uncritical attitude, never admiring, never condemning. To me, red is red and not crimson, so scarlet. So what marvelous method do I use? Well, when I chop wood, I chop wood, and when I carry water, I carry water." Master Shitu was understandably impressed by this response. He wanted Pang to join his Sangha. "A fellow like should not be a layman," said Shitu. Why don't you shave your head and become a monk in my monastery?" But Pang thought, "Oh, Master Shitu's limitation is this much only. So this is high time I leave Master Shitu and travel further to seek my knowledge, to get enlightened." So he traveled further. He said, "I will do what I will do," and he left. He showed up in the doorstep of Master Mazu, who is the formidable master. That was his next call. Again he asked the master, "Where can I find a man who is attached to material things?" Matsu frowned and told you, "I'll tell you after you have soloed West River with one gulp." In grasping that one remark, Pang was able to complete his enlightenment. These words enlightened Layman Pang. The master's words enlightened Layman Pang. He understood that uncritical mind is not enough. His mind has to become immense as Buddha mind. It had to encompass all samsara and nirvana to expand into infinity's void. Such mind would swallow the Pacific. Layman Pang stayed with Master Mazu until he discovered one day that he had no more to learn from him either. On that particular occasion, Pang approached Mazu and standing over him said, "An enlightened fellow asks you to look up." Mazu deliberately looked down, straight down. Layman Pang sighed. "How beautifully you play a stringless flute." At this point, Mazu had confirmed that there was no difference between human beings, that they were truly one and the same individual. As Pang looked down, Mazu would look down. There was no one else to look up. But then, unaccountably, Mazu looked straight up and broke the spell, so to speak. So Layman Pang bowed low and remained in the obeisance of finality as Mazu rose and began to walk away. As the master brushed past him, the layman whispered, "Bungled it, did not you, trying to be clever?" One day, as he listened to a man who was trying to explain the Diamond Sutra, he noticed that the fellow was struggling with the meaning of the line to deal with the non existence of the ego personality. Perhaps I can help you, Punk said. Do you understand that which is conditional and which is changing is not real, and that which is unconditional and immutable is real? Yes, replied the commentator. Then it is not true. Is it not true that the egos are conditional and changing? That no ego is the same from one minute to the next? Is it not true that with each passing minute, depending on circumstances and conditions, we acquire new information and we experience just as we forgot old information and experiences? We acquire new information and new experience just as we forget old information and experience. Yes, agreed the commentator. But what is there about us? What is unconditional and unchanging? Asked Palm. Our common Buddha nature, replied the commentator, suddenly smiling, suddenly understanding that alone is real, the rest is mere illusion. He was so happy that he inspired Pong to write him a poem. Since there is neither ego, there is no personality. Who is the poem? I'll read it now. Since there is neither ego nor personality, who is distant and who is close? Take my advice and quit talking about reality. Experience it directly for yourself. Nature of the diamond wisdom is truth in all its singular purity. Fictitious egos can't divide or silence. The expressions I hear, I believe, I understand are simply expedient expressions. Tools in the diamond cutter's hands. When the work is done, he puts them down. This is a poem which encompasses all the truths. With this, we will end this episode. This is taken from Empty Cloud, the teachings of Zhuan. Stay with me for another episode. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you.